Although my YouTube thumbnail style has evolved over the years, I've always felt like I was limited in some way because I don't know how to use Photoshop. I've been using Canva as my graphic design tool of choice and it's been great, but it wasn't until I finally decided to upgrade to Canva Pro that I felt like I could create thumbnails that were comparable to what I think I would create if I knew how to use Photoshop. This is my current thumbnail style and I absolutely love it. There's just so much color, it's vibrant, there's a lot of dimension, and it really does stick out when you're scrolling through other videos on YouTube. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through how I designed my YouTube thumbnails using Canva Pro. And if you don't know what Canva is, it's a free web-based, app-based graphic design tool that is super beginner friendly, but also really, really robust. If you wanna give Canva a try, check out the link underneath this video. And with that said, let's get started. I'm going to walk you through this process by creating the thumbnail for this video. So the first thing that you want to do is grab the photo that you're going to be using for the thumbnail. I usually recommend people to take an actual photo, but because I'm using my husband's super fancy Canon 60 Mark II camera, I actually just kind of do a video where I pose for various thumbnail options. So here's the video file where I'm just kind of like doing a couple poses. It's basically the same pose, but I just, use a video file for it. And then basically what I want to do is just find the frame that I want to use and then take a screenshot of this photo. I definitely recommend taking a picture though if you don't have, a really nice camera, because the picture is always going to usually come out as a higher quality file than taking a screen capture from a video. So once I do that, I actually took screenshots already before this. I have two. I have this one and then I have this one. So now we're going to jump into Canva and then we are going to start a new file, which is YouTube thumbnail, and this will be sized accordingly, 1280 by 720. And I'm going to open that up, and you can obviously pick from these templates, but I'm actually just going to show you how I create mine. So I'm going to create a blank YouTube thumbnail. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to drag our photos into Canva. And then I'll decide which one to pick after this other step. So the next thing that I want to do is add a frame. I've been really liking having a frame in my thumbnails for some reason. I think it really pops out. So if you want to add a frame, you can go to the elements here and you can either do lines, like you can scroll through the different lines that they have. I know that what I use is a line that's a gradient. So something like this. I think I use this is what I use. So I just size this to kind of go across the very top like this. I don't like the rounded corner, so I do it something like this, like that. And then I'll change these to actually be the colors that I use. That's the pink that I use, but the purple that I use is 68DDBD. Okay, boom. So something like this. And then for the bottom frame, I just duplicate that and flip it the other way. Boop. And just put it at the bottom. So the next thing that we're going to do is, well, let me decide which one I want to use. I think I'm going to use this one. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to delete this one. So since I've decided on this one, I'm actually going to put a second copy of this on top of it. Oh, that's not the one. It's this one. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do is do the background remover in Canva Pro. So you definitely have to have Canva Pro for this. I'm sure it's a Canva Pro thing. So on the top picture, you want to hit background remover. That's going to analyze the photo, and it's actually really, really good. So I'm just excited about this feature because I could never do this before since I don't know how to use Photoshop. See, so here's what the original photo looked like. Here's this. And I know there's like this part right here where it's like black, but this is not actually going to show anyway. So I'll show you how I do this. So basically I haven't resized the photos yet. You'll see that they're still the exact same size. And I put the cropped, or the one that has the background moved, on top. And then I kind of crop it in so that I can select the photo behind it and then group them. And then once they're grouped, I play around until it covers the whole photo, right? So there's still the black bar. I want to make sure that's covered. And then once it's totally covered and spans the entire canvas, I'll ungroup them. And then I'll send the back one to the very back like this. And then I love this because what it does is that the photo where the background is gone is in front of the two bars. And it just really adds depth. I can see this is happening. So I'm actually going to remove the background again. And it's either going to take that out or I can use these tools right here to correct as much as I want. Okay, so I'm actually going to go in and correct. You can change the size of the brush if you need to. I don't think I need to. So I'm just going to go in like this. Boop, 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 boop. Bam. All right. I think that's good. So there you go. I know you can still see this, but it's not going to show because it's not in the canvas. So it's going to look like that. And then what I do is just to make myself pop out even more, I select the background image and then I kind of add this vignette to make it darker like this. And then I select me and I make me brighter. Now, yeah, I'm brighter. I kind of look washed out, which is why I increase the contrast. So it goes back to normal looking. So something like this. Something like that. Satch it up a little bit. Ooh, that's too much. Let's go like there. Yeah, like that. All right, cool. So this is what we're working with so far. And again, adding that brightness just makes it pop out even more. I know it kind of looks ridiculous right now, but when you're scrolling through YouTube, it kind of looks like I'm like pointing at you. The last thing is to add text. So I'm just gonna go in here, grab a text box, and let me try to, let me see if I put thumbnail. I'm gonna make this really big. Let's adjust the sizing. Boop. Something like this, maybe. Let's decrease this. This is a transparency I'm decreasing. Sorry, I'm not walking you through this. So something like this. Maybe this is too big. Let's try a smaller size. This. Something like that. And then also what I'm going to do is send this behind me. And I just, again, I think it adds depth, which is super cool. Okay, I don't know if I like the alignment. I'm going to try that. Let me see. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, go to the edge. Perfect. So I don't know, something like that. I think I'm going to play around with it a little bit more, but basically that's the idea. Let me see. But I like this because obviously you can put the text behind you and it just makes it more, three-dimensional, I guess. So something like that. And it just makes the subject really, really pop out. What I always do before I export the image is I kind of decrease the size of the browser so that I can see what the thumbnail is going to look like when someone's actually scrolling through YouTube. And we know that when we're on YouTube, the thumbnails are actually, they're thumbnails. They're really, really small. So I try to imagine what this is going to look like when it's stacked up against other videos before I export it. All right, I think this is what I'm going to go with. So there's YouTube and thumbnails on this side. And then the last thing that I'm going to add is the Canva logo. Oops, I got to go to here. Canva logo, since that's what this tutorial is in. I think I'm going to add this one. Maybe this one. Let's try this one. Something like this. This, like that, like this. Send it behind me. How does that look? That kind of looks weird. How about that? Bam. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so there you go. Yay. Oh no. I always do this. Okay, so I have to redo this entire thing. I always screenshot this thing when my mouse is still on the frame. Look at this. Look at this. And because this is in Photoshop, I can't just like take this part out. So I have to redo this, but I'm just going to leave this part in here for the tutorial because I think it's funny. Now in the comments, I'd love for you to share a channel whose thumbnails you love. Maybe it's your own channel, maybe it's someone else's channel. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, you might like this other video where I walk you through how to use Canva to create a YouTube end screen. So give this video a thumbs up and I'll see you over in that video.